Hello everyone. Today here we are going to see one numerical on the Mohr circle. Okay. So here in this numerical, this is one state of the stress is given here. Okay. So here this sigma x is given. Okay. One tensile kind of the stress along this x direction, sigma x is given. Here it is sigma y is also given. That means this stress along this y direction, sigma y is given. Okay. Then here tau xy is given. That is the shear stress. These two tensile stresses and one shear stress tau xy. Okay. These two are given here. Also one inclined plane is given at an angle of theta degree, clockwise at an angle of clockwise theta degree with this vertical plane. Okay. Now the values of this sigma x, sigma y and tau xy are also given here. So this sigma x is equals to 120 megapascal, sigma y is equals to 60 megapascal. Okay. Also this tau xy is given, tau xy is equals to 50 megapascal this, and this tau yx is also equal in magnitude of this tau xy. Okay. So therefore this tau xy is equals to tau yx is equals to 50 megapascal. Okay. Then this angle of inclination theta is also given. Okay. This theta is equals to 40 degree clockwise. Okay. Clockwise it is 40 degree with this vertical plane. Okay. These are the things given in this numerical. Okay. Now we have to find out this normal stress coming on this inclined plane. Okay. Normal stress coming on this inclined plane. Also tangential stress coming on this inclined plane. Okay. Then also we have to find out this principal stresses sigma 1 and sigma 2 coming on this plane. Okay. Principal stresses. We have to find out this maximum shear stress tau max, and also we have to find out the position of the principal stresses and the position of the maximum shear stress tau max. Okay. Now we will solve this numerical by Mohr circle method. Okay. So first of all we will take this plane as A. Okay. We will consider this vertical plane as A plane, this horizontal plane as B plane, and this inclined plane will be H plane. Okay. We will consider these three planes. Now first of all in this Mohr circle method we have to plot this vertical plane and we have to plot this horizontal plane. Okay. So already we have discussed in the yesterday's lecture, in the Mohr circle method this plane will be indicated by one point in the Mohr circle. Okay. So therefore this vertical plane A will be indicated by a point A in Mohr circle method, and similarly this horizontal plane will be also indicated by point B. Okay. So therefore here we can see for this vertical plane A. Okay. So this vertical plane A, so we have to find out the coordinates of this point A in Mohr circle. Okay. So therefore coordinates of this plane A is equals to, so here these are the two stresses sigma x and tau xy. Okay. Sigma x and tau xy. So in this Mohr circle method, along this horizontal plane sigma n is there, and along this vertical plane tau is there. Okay. So therefore we have to find out this coordinates of this point in terms of sigma x and tau, So therefore this coordinates of the x is equals to sigma x here. Okay. And this tau xy. So this sigma x is tensile kind of the stress. Sigma x is the tensile kind of the stress. So therefore this sigma x is positive, because in Mohr circle method we have seen that the tensile stress is considered as a positive while compressive stress is considered as a negative stress. Okay. So then this tau xy, this tau xy is a clockwise movement. Okay. This is a clockwise shear stress, so it will be considered as a plus sign, because clockwise shear stress will be considered as a positive and anti-clockwise shear stress will be considered as a negative. Okay. So therefore this tau xy is a positive here, so it is tau xy. Okay. So this coordinates of this point A will be sigma x and tau xy. Okay, similarly we have to find out the coordinates of the point B. Okay, so that means this point B. So for this horizontal plane B, okay, for this horizontal plane B here, sigma y is there on this horizontal plane, okay, along the y direction, and also tau yx is also given. Okay, so therefore we can find out the coordinates of the point B. So we will find out the coordinates of the point B here, B. Okay, so in terms of sigma y and tau xy. Okay, so this sigma y is also tensile kind of the stress. Okay, so therefore this it is also positive sigma y. Okay, and tau yx. Okay, tau yx is a anti-clockwise force. Okay, it is shear stress in anti-clockwise direction. Okay, so it is minus. So therefore it is minus of tau yx. Okay, so these are the 2 points. Point A, sigma x comma tau xy, and point B is the sigma y comma minus of tau yx. Okay, these are the 2 points we will get from this 2 planes, plane A and plane B. Okay. Okay, now we will we will solve this problem by Mohr circle method. Okay, so according or from this Mohr circle method, so we have to take 2 planes. Okay, along this horizontal x plane we will consider as a sigma n here. Okay, sigma n, normal stress, and in this here it is plus sigma n, and here at the point it is minus sigma n towards the left side. So and along this vertical plane or y plane, so we will take as a shear stress. Okay, so above this horizontal plane it will be the plus tau. Okay, and below this it will be the minus tau. Okay, so yesterday we seen that, so here if this clockwise shear stress will be there, then it will be considered as a plus tau. Okay, and if it is in anti-clockwise direction, anti-clockwise movement will be there, then we will consider that shear stress as a minus negative tau. Okay, so therefore here this plus tau and minus tau are taken here in this Mohr circle method. Okay, now we will see procedure of this Mohr circle method. So here the process to draw a Mohr circle is, step number 1 is locate point A and point B on sigma n and tau planes. Okay, so here tau sigma n and tau planes are taken here. Okay, on these sigma n and tau planes we have to locate point A and point B. So these 2 points, point A that is sigma x and tau xy, point B is sigma y minus tau yx. Okay, by taking suitable scale, and this scale is in terms of the stress. Okay, so here we are going to locate the stress in terms of this length. Okay, so we have to assume certain scale here. Okay, so we will assume 100 megapascal is equals to 10 centimeter, or again we can say 1 megapascal is equals to 0.1 centimeter, which is equals to 1 mm. Okay, so therefore here we will take scale as 1 mm is equals to 1 megapascal. Okay, so we have taken scale as 1 mm is equals to 1 megapascal. Okay, now we will locate point A and point B here. Okay, now we will locate point A and point B here. Okay, so here point A is sigma x and tau xy. So sigma x is equals to 100 megapascal here. Sigma x is equals to 100, tau xy is 50 megapascal. Okay, so therefore this point A will be 100 comma 50. Okay, and point B will be sigma y comma minus of tau yx. Okay, sigma y is equals to 60 megapascal here, and tau yx is equals to 50 megapascal. Okay, so therefore this point B will be 60 comma minus of this 50. Okay, now we will locate point A and point B here. So point A is equals to 100 comma 50. So therefore we will plot here point A, sigma x is equals to 120 mm here given. Okay, so here 120 comma 50. So point A will be at 120. So it will be here at, and above it is 50 mm tau. Okay, so therefore we will plot it above the 50 mm. Okay, so therefore this will be the our point A. Okay, that is 120 comma 50. 120 comma 50 will be our point A. Okay, now we will plot point B. We will plot point B. Point B is 60 comma minus of 50. Okay, so therefore we will plot point B here 60 as tau, so sigma. Okay, sigma is 60 here, therefore we will plot 60 here at 60, and 50 tau will be the 50 here. Okay, so therefore, so this 50. So this is our point B. Point B will be 60 comma minus of 50. Okay, so minus 50 is there, so we have taken it is downward side. Okay, so this is our point B. Okay, now in this process, step number 2 is, after locating point A and point B, step number 2 is join A and B. Okay, join A, B. So here we will join these 2 points A and B. Okay, so point A, B. Now next step is, step number 3 is the intersection of line AB with sigma n axis is point C. This intersection of line AB with sigma n axis, so this intersection of line AB with this horizontal sigma n axis, so this intersection point we will consider it as a C. Okay, then next is take C as the center of the circle and AC or CB as a radius of the circle and draw a circle. Okay, so this C, take as C as a center of the circle, AC or this BC as a radius of the circle, and draw one circle here. Okay, so we will draw a circle here. So this AC or this BC, we will take AC or BC as a radius of the circle, C as a center, and we will draw a circle here. Okay, so this is our Mohr circle. This is our Mohr circle. Okay, so we will join these 2 points here. Okay, now we will give some notations. So this is our point number A, this is point number C, and this is point B. Okay, so then next we will take this point as a point D, this as point E. Okay, now we will take this point on the circle, and along this point sigma n axis, this point will be F. Okay, and this intersection of the point of the circle with sigma n axis, we will consider it as a capital G. Okay, capital G. Now this is our Mohr circle. Okay, this is our Mohr circle. Now what we have to calculate? We have to calculate the sigma n acting on this inclined plane. Okay, sigma n acting on this inclined plane H. So therefore we have to plot this inclined plane H. This inclination of the angle is given, that is theta, and it is clockwise direction. Okay, so therefore as we discuss, or we can see here in this figure, so this plane A is vertical plane, plane B is horizontal plane. Okay, so angle between this vertical and horizontal plane, that is plane A and plane B, is 90 degree here. Okay, angle between these 2 planes, plane A and plane B, is 90 degree here. But here in Mohr circle, so plane A, so AC will be this plane A, and this BC will be the plane B. Okay, so angle between this plane A and this plane B is 180 degree here. Okay, angle between this plane A and B is 180 degree. So that means this angle will be double in Mohr circle method. Okay, actual angle, it will be the double than this in Mohr circle method. Okay, so therefore in actual case here, this theta is equals to given, it is theta is equals to 40 degree, okay, and it is clockwise degree, okay. So therefore we have to plot this inclined plane H at an angle of this theta degree 40 degree. So therefore we will take as angle theta is equal to theta here, okay. In Mohr circle method we will take as angle 2 theta, okay. Angle theta is given from the plane A, okay, from this vertical plane A. It is clockwise 40 degree. So therefore we will take this angle A from this reference plane AC, okay. So we will mark 80 degree here. We will mark here 80 degree angle here, okay, and we will join these points. Okay, when we join this point, point, so this intersection of this line with this Mohr circle will be our point H, okay, because this point is A, that means the plane A. Point B shows that this plane B. Similarly, this inclined plane H, okay, so this point on the Mohr circle will show this point H. Okay, now here we have located this plane H here, okay, inclined plane H. So therefore this H, now we have to find out this sigma n on this inclined plane and this tau on this inclined plane, okay. So therefore what we will do, so this point H from this vertical plane, okay, this distance, this horizontal distance will get this value of the sigma n, okay, normal stress, because on this x-axis or along this horizontal plane this sigma n is there, okay. So here we will draw a horizontal line here, vertical line, and this distance is the sigma n, okay, this is the sigma n value, okay, and this vertical distance gives the tau value, okay, this will give the tau, okay. So now we will measure this distance, okay. So therefore this is the 14.2 centimeter, okay. So 14.2 centimeter, okay. So therefore this sigma n is equals to 14.142 mm, okay, for 142 mm, which is again equals to 142 megapascal, because 1 mm is equals to 1 megapascal, okay. So therefore we have got this value of the sigma n as 142 megapascal, okay. Now similarly we will calculate this tau here, okay. So we will measure this vertical distance of this H point from this axis. So it is 22 mm, okay. So it is 22 mm. So therefore this tau is equals to 22 mm, which is equals to 22 megapascal, okay. Tau is equals to 22 megapascal, okay. Now we have calculated the sigma n, we have calculated the tau here, okay. Now our aim is to calculate this principal stresses, that is sigma 1, which is equals to major principal stress, and sigma 2 is equals to minor principal stress, okay. Sigma 1 major principal stress and sigma 2 is the minor principal stress, okay. So therefore we will calculate the sigma 1 and sigma 2 here, okay. Now as we know, this principal stress is the normal stress coming on the principal plane, okay, normal stress coming on the principal plane. So but the principal plane is the plane where this tau is equals to 0. Okay, so on this Mohr circle, if we take any point on this circle above this axis abscissa, okay, above this and below this abscissa, as well as if we take any point on this Mohr circle, so it will give some values of the tau. Okay, this vertical distance, it will give some values of this tau. Okay, here it is also some values of this tau. Okay, so therefore, if we take any point on this circle, so it will not it will have some values of the tau, and these 2 points, that means this point number F here, okay, and this point G, okay, these 2 points on this abscissa or on this horizontal axis are the 2 points having tau is equals to 0 value. Okay, tau is equals to 0, and this plane which has a tau is equals to 0, shear stress is equals to 0, which is the, we can say that plane is the principal plane. Okay, so therefore this CF and CG are the 2 planes, CF and CG are the 2 planes, and which we can say principal planes. These are the 2 principal planes. Okay, and on these principal planes, these 2 principal planes, the normal stress, the value of the normal stress will be the principal stress. Okay, value of the normal stress will be the principal stress. So therefore this normal stress on this principal plane CF will be O to F. Okay, this distance, horizontal distance OF will be the principal stress on this plane CF, and similarly on this plane CG, this value of this principal stress is O to G, distance O to G. We will measure distance O to G, and this will be the principal strain. Okay, but this O to F is the maximum value and this O to G is the minimum value. Okay, so therefore this OF will be maximum shear stress and this O to G will be minimum shear stress. Okay, so therefore this maximum shear stress is this O to F. Okay, maximum shear stress is equals to OF. Okay, which is equals to, we will measure here distance OF. So this OF is 148. Okay, OF is equals to 148 mm, okay, which is equals to 148 megapascal, which is equals to 148 megapascal. Okay, now similarly we will measure this minor stress. Okay, this minor stress sigma 2 is equals to this O to G. Okay, so it is OG is equals to, we will measure here OG, it is approximately 30 mm. Okay, it is approximately 30 mm. So therefore we can write this minor principal stress sigma 2 is equals to 30 megapascal, because 1 mm is equals to 1 megapascal scale we have taken here. Okay, so therefore this sigma 2 will be 30 megapascal. Okay, so we have calculated the normal stress, we have calculated the shear stress coming on this inclined plane H. Okay, after that we have calculated the principal stress, major principal stress and minor principal stress. Okay, one more thing that we can calculate here is sigma R. Okay, that means this normal stress and tau are given here. Okay, so then that we can calculate the resultant stress. Okay, sigma R. So therefore how we can calculate resultant stress here is, we will join this point H with this O point. Okay, we will join this point H with O, and this distance will be our this resultant stress. Okay, this distance will be our resultant stress. So we will measure this distance. This distance will be then 145 mm. Okay, so therefore this sigma R is equals to 145 mm approximately, which is equals to 145 megapascal. Okay, this is the resultant stress. Sigma n normal stress is 142 mm, 142 megapascal. Tau is equals to 22 megapascal approximately. Okay, so therefore this sigma r is equals to 145 megapascal. Okay, this resultant stress, and this location of this resultant stress is here. Okay, we can write down the location of the resultant stress is the angle, this angle. Okay, so we will measure this angle here. And this angle is 9 degree here. Okay, so therefore this resultant theta of this resultant is equals to 9 degree. Okay, here we have taken 9 degree as it is. This angle is 9 degree as it is. Here we have taken 9 degree as it is because this angle is outside this Mohr circle. Okay, if this angle is inside this Mohr circle, so this angle will be double. Okay, this angle will be then doubled here. Okay, but this angle is here outside the Mohr circle, so that it will be same. Okay, it will not become 2 theta here. Okay, the theta is equal to 9 degree here. Okay, now okay, after calculating this sigma 1 and sigma 2, that is major principal stress and minor principal stress, now we have to calculate the location of this major principal plane and this minor principal plane. Okay, so that it will be indicated by 2 theta p1, okay, and 2 theta p2. Okay, location of the first principal plane and location of the second principal plane. Okay, now here the principal plane is C to F. CF is the first principal plane and C to G is the second principal plane. Okay, so here CF is the one principal plane and C to G is the second principal plane. Okay, so therefore this theta P1, so this will be our 2 theta P1. Okay, and this will be our 2 theta P2. Okay, so this angle will be our this angle will be 2 theta P2. Okay, so we will measure these two angles. So this 2 theta P1 will be 2 theta P1 will be here 60 degree. Okay, so therefore this 2 theta P1 is equals to 60 degree. Okay, this angle is in Mohr circle. Okay, this angle is in Mohr circle, 60 degree angle. So therefore in actual condition, so it will be half of this angle. Okay, so therefore this theta P1 is equals to 30 degree. Okay, and this theta P1 is in clockwise direction here. Okay, so it is clockwise. Theta P1 is in clockwise direction. Okay, now this theta P2 is equals to this theta P1, sorry, it is this theta P1 is up to here. Okay, so therefore this theta P1 here, okay, plus this 180 degree. Okay, theta P2 is equals to this theta P1 plus 180 degree. So it is equals to 180 degree plus 2 theta P1. Okay, which is equals to 180 plus 60 degree. So it is equals to 240 degree. Okay, 2 theta P2 is equals to 240 degree. So this is the location of the principal planes. Okay, theta P1 and theta P2 are the location of the principal planes. Okay, now our next aim is to calculate the maximum shear stress. Okay, tau max. Okay, so therefore maximum shear stress tau max. So for this maximum shear stress in this Morse circle method, we can see from this point F, okay, if we go away here or if we move on this circle, periphery of this circle, okay, circumference of this circle, so we will get some values of this tau, okay, and at this top point, okay, at this point, so we will get this maximum value of the tau, okay, here at this point. So we will locate this point here. Okay, so these are the 2 points, point P and point Q here. Okay, these are the 2 points at which this shear stress value is higher, maximum. Okay, so therefore, so we will measure this length. Okay, so this will be the maximum shear stress tau max. Okay, so we will measure this tau max here. (62). Okay, so therefore this tau max is equals to 62 mm, okay, which is equals to 62 megapascal. Okay, and this tau max is plus value here. Okay, it is plus, it is above this horizontal axis. Okay, so it is plus, that means it is clockwise. Okay, and now similarly, so this CQ also indicate this maximum shear stress. Okay, this CQ also indicate the maximum shear stress, and this maximum shear stress is again the same radius of the circle. Okay, so CP is equals to CQ. Okay, so therefore again this tau max is equals to CQ is equals to again 62 mm, okay, which is equals to 62 megapascal here. Okay, 62 megapascal, but this 62 megapascal is minus here. Okay, because it is below this abscissa. Okay, so it is minus 62 megapascal. Okay, and this minus sign indicates that it is anti-clockwise stress. This is anti-clockwise shear stress. Tau max is anti-clockwise here. Okay, now, okay, now after calculating this tau max, okay, maximum shear stress, we have to calculate the location of this tau max. Okay, so location of this tau max is equals to phi. Okay, so this there are two planes at this shear stress is maximum, that is CP and CQ. Okay, so therefore there will be two angles, phi 1 and phi 2. Okay, so in this Morse we are going to measure this angle in Morse circle method. Okay, so therefore it will be twice this phi 1 and twice the phi 2. Okay, so this 2 phi 1, this location of this maximum shear stress 2 phi 1 will be, so this point P at which this shear stress is maximum. Okay, point P at which this shear stress is maximum, so therefore we will measure this angle for ACP. Okay, this angle we will measure. Okay, and this angle shows this location of the maximum shear stress. Okay, so it will be 2 phi 1. It will be the 2 phi 1. Okay, so we will measure this angle with reference to this horizontal plane. It is approximately 30 degree. Okay, so this 2 phi 1 is equals to approximately 30 degree. Okay, and we have taken it is anti-clockwise direction from this reference plane. Okay, from this reference plane A, it is taken as anti-clockwise direction. So this 30 degree in anti-clockwise clockwise direction. Okay, now similarly we will measure this phi 2. Okay, 2 phi 2, and this 2 phi 2 will be this angle. Okay, so here you can see this 2 phi 2 will be here, this angle sorry. Okay, so this is 2 phi 2 from this reference plane AC to this CQ, vertical plane CQ up to this. Okay, so this angle will be the 2 phi 2. Okay, and this angle will be, so this PC and CQ, this angle is 180 degree, 180 plus this 2 phi 1. Okay, 180 plus 2 phi 1. So therefore this 2 phi 2 is equals to 180 degree plus 2 phi 1. Okay, which is equals to 210 degree angle. Okay, and again it is anti-clockwise. Okay, so it is anti-clockwise angle. Okay, so this is the this is the location of the principal maximum shear stress. Okay, so here we will see one more time we will see here. So initially we have calculated the sigma n, that is the normal stress coming on this inclined plane. Okay, normal stress coming on this inclined plane H. Okay, this inclined plane H is located here. So we have measured this horizontal distance from of this H point here. Okay, so this is our normal stress sigma n. Okay, now second thing we have calculated this shear stress coming on this inclined plane. Okay, shear stress coming on this inclined plane here. Okay, and this shear stress is this vertical distance from of this H point. Okay, so therefore it is, this vertical distance is measured, it is 22 mm. After calculating this sigma n and tau, that is normal stress and shear stress, we have calculated the resultant stress. Okay, and this resultant stress is calculated by joining this O to H. Okay, by joining this line OH and by measuring this line OH, this will be 145 mm. Okay, sigma r, so which will be equals to 145 megapascal. Okay, sigma r is equals to, then again by measuring this angle of this COH. Okay, this angle, so this angle will be the resultant angle of this resultant. Okay, theta is equals to 9 degree. Now next is sigma 1. Okay, sigma 1 is the major principal stress. Okay, major principal stress. So major principal stress is the stress on this horizontal axis, or we can say on this abscissa. Okay, so therefore this O point O to this F. Okay, this will be the major principal stress, and this O to G will be the minor principal stress. Okay, so therefore this sigma 1 is equals to major principal stress is equals to OF. Okay, so this OF is equals to 148 mm. We have measured this O to F distance and it is equals to 148 mm. Okay, which is equals to 148 megapascal. Similarly, this sigma 2 is equals to minor principal stress. Okay, minor principal stress is equals to OG, this O to G. Okay, and this OG is equals to 30 mm. Okay, which is again equals to 30 megapascal, because 1 mm is equals to 1 megapascal scale we have taken here. Okay, now next is to calculate this location of the principal stresses. Okay, location of the principal stress. So this principal plane CF is one principal plane and this C to G is the second principal plane. Okay, so therefore we have measured this angle with the reference plane A to C. Okay, from this AC, so we have measured this angle here. Okay, that is 2 theta 1. Here you can see 2 theta 1 is angle measured here. Okay, so this ACF. Okay, so this is ACF is equals to 60 degree. Okay, so therefore theta P is equals to half of this. 2 theta P1 is equals to 60, theta P1 is equals to 30 degree, and it is clockwise direction. Okay, then similarly we have measured this 2 theta P2. Okay, that is the location of the second principal plane. Okay, location of the second principal plane, that is CG. Okay, so it is from this reference plane AC, so it is theta 2 theta p1 plus this 180 degree. Okay, this 180 plus this 2 theta p1, so it is 2 theta 180 degree plus 2 theta p1, which is equals to 180 plus 60, that is 240 degree. Okay, this location of the second principal plane. Okay, now next thing that we have to calculate is maximum shear stress, tau max. Okay, so therefore this tau max will be here on this Mohr circle, so the maximum shear stress will be at this point P. Okay, at the vertical point. Okay, so therefore this vertical distance will be the maximum shear stress, tau max. Okay, so therefore this tau max is equals to Cp is equals to 62 mm. It is measured here. Okay, it is measured here on this line, 62 mm, which is equals to 62 megapascal. Okay, and it is measured in clockwise direction. Okay, so this maximum shear stress 62 mm Cp is above this abscissa, above this horizontal axis, so it is plus. Okay, so it is 62 megapascal plus, and this plus value of this tau is nothing but it is in clockwise direction. Okay, similarly this Cq indicates the maximum shear stress again. Okay, this Cq is also maximum shear stress, but it is minus. Okay, so therefore this tau max is equals to Cq is equals to 62 megapascal, again it is minus. Okay, minus of 62 megapascal. So this minus sign indicates that this is anti-clockwise shear stress. Okay, it is in anti-clockwise direction, tau max. Now next thing that we have to calculate the position of this maximum shear stress. Okay, maximum shear stress. So therefore this Cp is the maximum shear stress plane. Okay, so we will measure this angle from this reference plane AC. Okay, from this reference plane AC, so this angle is 2 theta 1 here. Okay, sorry, 251 here. Okay, it is measured in but it is measured in anti-clockwise direction. Okay, so therefore 251 is equals to it is measured as 30 degree. Okay, and it is in anti-clockwise direction. It is measured in anti-clockwise direction. Similarly, CQ is the second plane on which this tau is equals to maximum value. Okay, on this CQ plane. So therefore again we have to measure this angle, that is A to AC, from this reference plane AC to this CQ. Okay, and this angle is here. Okay, this is the theta, sorry, 252. Okay, this angle is 252 here. Okay, up to this CQ, and this angle will be this 180 degree, that is CPCQ. This angle is 180 degree plus this 251. Okay, 180 plus 251. So this 252 is equals to 180 degree plus 251, which is equals to 210 degree. Okay, and again it is measured in anti-clockwise direction. Okay, so it is anti-clockwise angle. 210 degree anti-clockwise direction is the location of the maximum shear stress. Friends, thanks for watching this video. If you like this video, please share, comment and like this video. Then subscribe to my YouTube channel and click on the bell icon to get notified for more videos on this CAD/CAM subject. And thanks for watching. Thank you so much.